Alrighty. All right. So, before we jump into Zelda, I got some Chick-fil-A here. I haven't ate all day, so I'm going to eat, and we're going to watch, I don't know, a video or two. We're just going to watch a video or two before I jump into the gameplay. I'm going to sit here and eat real quick. Let's see. Should we do something Zelda related? Do something Zelda related. Zelda. Let's see. Do tips and tricks. Check this out.
Some call it the story of the hero of Hyrule. We call it a gigantic, goofy sandbox. We've had a bit more time with Tears of the Kingdom, and we wanted to share some of our new advanced
By the way, I'm
tips
eating
and tricks
Chick-fil-A.
with you. Let's take a look.
As I got done eating, we'll play.
Tired of getting kicked in the face every time you try to tame a wild horse? Worry no longer. Fuse a white choo-choo jelly to your arrow and freeze the horse right in its tracks. Then you can approach without worry and hop on as soon as they unfreeze. This method will cost you an arrow, a material, and probably most of your soul, but hey, worth it, right?
I guess so.
Wings are some of the coolest Zonai devices,
beautiful
undoubtedly. However,
Chick-fil-A
you need a rail
sandwich.
platform to launch one.
It's good
Or
stuff
do you?
right there.
Ultra Hand and Recall come to the rescue. Thanks to our resident wiki genius Brendan Graber's hit tweet, we now have a way to launch these from anywhere. After attaching some fans, Ultra Hand the wing up into the air and hold it there before setting it back down. Then hop on, recall it, and as it starts to move upward, strike the fans or the wing itself to send it forward. This will keep the wing off the ground long enough to go forward far enough to clear the platform. Then the sky is yours. A quick addendum to this tip: wings will eventually disappear after going a certain distance, even if you're standing on them. A way to circumvent this distance restriction at the cost of multiple wings is to jump off before it disappears, activate your paraglider, take out a new wing from your inventory, and then drop right onto it. Rinse and repeat. Recall and Ultra Hand are two great tools on their own, but combining them really unlocks their potential. Having trouble crossing a gap? Ultra Hand a platform or object across it, bring it back to your side, hop on, and then recall it. This will move Link most of the way, if not all the
Chick-fil-A
way across
yesterday.
gaps, and can be a great way to
Pretty
speed
good
up
stuff.
traversal. The same goes for vertical cliffs.
Hello, Lori.
Yes, you can normally climb a lot of these, but an elevator can be faster or
We'll
be
get into
used to
Zelda
bring
soon
something
after I
with
get
you.
done eating.
It's also very useful when the climbing surface is wet or iced over. And it doesn't even have to be a standard platform. If you have a nearby tree, you have an elevator. It's a meme for sure, but it's a meme for a reason. If you can't figure out how to get from A to B, you can always build a very, very long bridge. Tears of the Kingdom not only allows, but encourages this kind of outside-the-box thinking. And what can be more outside the box than the simplest thing you can imagine? A bunch of boards stuck together with magic glue.
What's up, Chris?
Bonus points when you combine it with a recall
Sorry
trick
you're having
from
a
the
headache,
previous
buddy.
tip, to make your super long bridge a super long bridge.
I'll try not to be loud.
With the array of tools you're given right from the start, it's easy to forget that some items are incredibly useful on their own. Muddle Buds, Dazzle Fruits, and Puff Shrooms
I like my waffle fries with the
change encounters, and
the
all
sweet
of them
and
can
spicy
be found in the depths.
sriracha.
Muddle Buds confuse enemies they hit,
Stuff's pretty
so
good.
they're great for crowd control when being attacked by groups, or getting a boss monster to briefly attack the smaller mobs. Dazzle Fruits stun enemies briefly, but they do a host of other things as well. For instance, they'll instantly disarm enemies, meaning you can simply run up and take whatever they had. They'll also immediately unhorse bokoblins, which is both useful and just intensely funny. Never gets old.
I'm alright.
Puff Shrooms will temporarily blind all enemies in the area with a smoke screen. Simply block a strike after fusing a Puff Shroom to your shield and blind the bad guys. This gives you a chance to either attack from behind or run away from the situation. Using Muddle Buds, Dazzle Fruit, Puff Shrooms, and many more items will drastically tip battles in your favor. Speaking of fusing things to your shield, at first thought, attaching explosives to the thing Link holds in front of his face seems like a terrible idea.
Yeah, I got a deluxe.
Fusing bomb flowers or explosive barrels to your shield
is there any other way to eat it?
From the explosion while blocking. Like the Puff Shroom before it, bombs will detonate when enemies strike your shield, blowing themselves up in the process. And the utility doesn't end there. After fusing an exploding device to your shield, if you shield surf with it, it will launch you into the air, creating an AoE explosion on the ground.
I haven't done that yet.
Opportunity for a mid-air slow-mo
I know
shot.
It's optional though. There's other methods to get some height.
Doesn't just stop with shields either. Fusing explosive barrels or bomb flowers to your weapons as well is a great way to do major damage and clear out groups. If you have a weapon that's about to break, or one that's particularly easy to throw like a spear, don't be afraid to attach whatever may blow up in the area to it. It can be a great way to either start or finish engagements, and it requires you to be a bit more adaptable, which is always when we've had the most fun.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's just a video. You guys hear it? Yeah. Yeah, we're just watching a video or two until I get done eating, and then we'll start playing. That way I'm not sitting here with the game paused and I'm just sitting here eating. We got something to go with it. Alright, let's go.
If you'd rather save your shield durability than actively use it to blow up bad guys real good, keep in mind that you don't need to fuse Zonai devices to shields to use them. Attaching a flame or beam emitter to your shield might be the easiest way to use them, sure, but you can just as easily whack these to activate them, and then pick them up with Ultra Hand to create the projectile weapon of your choice. Also, keeping fire at a distance is often a good idea. Safety first, kids. Most projectiles that enemies throw can be recalled back at them. This is obviously the most fun to do with anything that explodes, but it works on things like rocks as well.
I've still never done that yet either.
And since time briefly stops when using recall, it's not hard to do either. Just wait for it to leave their hand and then send it right back. Although keep in mind, this doesn't mean it will always hit them. They can still always move after chucking things at you. This is especially useful when taking down one of the mini Stone Talus mini-bosses, as the rocks will temporarily stun them, giving you a free moment to ascend up into their main body growth, and then get some shots in.
Nice attention to detail by Nintendo.
This isn't quite as exciting as turning your shield into a weapon of mass destruction, but take advantage of sorting your inventory. Whether you're throwing something at an enemy directly or fusing it to an arrow, pressing Y while holding up will let you sort by most used, Zonai devices, type, or highest fuse damage. You will acquire a ton of things over the course of this massive adventure, so make it a bit less cumbersome and remember to sort when necessary. Shield surfing, scientifically, is one of the coolest things you can do in Tears of the Kingdom, but unless you're on sand or snow, it will degrade your shield very quickly. Fuse to the rescue. You can fuse Zonai device carts or even regular mine carts to your shield to extend the durability and go faster on particular terrain. For a full breakdown of the specifics of shield surfing, we've already got you covered with our 5 shield surfing tips that you can find on IGN.com.
Cool.
Honestly, we could keep going with more pro tips forever, but this video has to end at some point. And 12 more cool tips were probably discovered while I was typing out this conclusion. We hope you check out our full strategy guide and interactive map on IGN.com for all the latest updates on Tears of the Kingdom, and if YouTube is more your speed, we've got you covered with the aforementioned shield surfing tips video. For anything and everything Tears of the Kingdom, you're already in the right place.
Thank you, IGN. Alright, hold up. Yeah. 40 hidden tips and secrets.
What if you could do SEO smarter and faster? With Wix, you can edit your meta tags.
A section of this video is sponsored by Hoyoverse. Alright, I wanted to know how many Tears of the Kingdom tips I could possibly cram into a single video in the shortest amount of time I can, so let's find out. The answer is 40, it's in the title. And by the way, if you happen to be new here, hit subscribe. First, fusing a sapphire to your shield will actually lower your entire body temperature. Adding a ruby to the shield will do the opposite, raising your core temperature.
That's cool.
This applies to weapons with those gems attached as well, but it doesn't stack with the shield effect.
That's a good idea.
Creating a ridiculous looking glob of fused together materials can be saved to auto build. Use that as a blueprint to actually suck those resources right to you, like these apples plucked right from their trees. If you attach a wing to your shield, when you initiate a shield surf, you'll also jump a little bit higher than normal.
Yeah.
This is just enough to let you enter slow-mo with your bow, even from flat ground. If you're facing a battle talus and are struggling to get on top of it to hit its weak spot, most have something sticking out on the side that you can ascend to. This lets you easily get up there and kill the big rock's little rock. Move an object with Ultra Hand along a route that you want it to travel, then put it right back in front of you. Activating Recall on it will then automatically send it along that path, letting you create your own elevators and moving platforms. In the darkness of the underground region, try putting a giant Bright Bloom seed on the front of a vehicle. That'll automatically illuminate a large area around you while you explore, saving arrows and Bright Blooms.
I've got a hover bike saved.
Gem to the Master Sword, like a topaz.
So we're gonna be hover biking around, bro.
The electric orb and the Master Sword's beam at the same time, if your health is full. Now, real quick, the sponsor of this video is the free-to-play RPG. Fusing a bomb flower or an explosive object like a red barrel to a shield will launch you safely into the air when you do a shield surf. This also works with a spring and a shield as well, which has a secondary function of being able to bounce back enemies and projectiles. You can get a basic wing to fly just on its own, by putting it near an edge, extending it outward with Ultra Hand, and putting it right back where it started. Activate Recall on it, get on, and when it's out in the air, hit L to cancel Recall. It should then begin flying for you. Any food item that has the descriptor hearty on it, just cook that by itself. That makes a meal that completely heals you and provides bonus yellow hearts beyond your health limit. When you're airborne, you can scope in with the right stick click, and that will super slow down time. That'll let you easily survey the area around you while you remain awkwardly up in the air. Most projectiles larger than arrows can be frozen in time with Recall and actually sent back in the opposite direction. If the enemy hasn't moved too far, this will damage them on the return. If you're running low on springs, you can summon one whenever you want by fusing anything to one, like an apple, which will have it then show up in auto build to favorite. Then you can always just spawn a spring for 6 Zonite. Fusing anything to the axle of a big wheel will retract the opposite side. That creates a nice little stationary spinning device. Physical objects or emitters can be fused onto that to create rotating traps that can be quickly spawned with auto build. Fusing a rocket to your shield will shoot you quickly upward when you hold block. This will work with an octo balloon as well, but you ascend quite a bit slower. Using flame emitters purely by themselves, controlled with Ultra Hand, gives you a perfect flamethrower that won't break. All it takes is your battery meter to power, which quickly comes back over time. If you do a shield surf onto a single metal rail or on a minecart track, you can grind it and even transfer from side to side. Link is either regular stance or is crushing it doing all this switch. Most vehicles you make with a steering stick can be launched off of by jumping forward. This can set you up for some slow-mo bow action just like jumping off a horse. Fusing a mushroom to a weapon will make charge attacks in the last hit of combos fling enemies comically far. That's going to make gathering their drop materials a little tricky though. Attaching a big wheel to a homing cart will make an improved battle bot that'll seek out enemies on its own. Spinning logs attached work for smacking enemies around, and emitters can provide some backup damage and crowd control.
Nice.
After you register your first horse at a stable, you can then board it there and take out any of your Breath of the Wild horses if you have the save data on your system. Fusing a grouping of explosives together lets you save them to auto-build. When you then summon those just a bit off the ground, they'll instantly detonate. That gives you access to spawnable air bombs. Another effect of fusing elemental gems to a shield is that when you block an attack, it'll activate the gem's effect back to the attacker with either fire, lightning, ice, or water. Create a tall structure with a platform on it, and you can use a stake to socket it into pretty much any wall. That'll give you an easy spot to use recall on. Magic rods and scepters amplify the effect of elemental gems you attach. This will let them shoot out extra orbs or just larger AoEs. The sapphire imbued ice effect is pretty good for creating platforms over water.
Oh, wow.
Just like the flame emitters, using the beam emitters with Ultra Hand makes for a great ranged weapon. The more of these you stack together, the greater the damage effect.
That is overkill.
If you save a giant one to auto-build, you can whip that out and melt some things abnormally fast.
Oh my gosh!
Attach a cart or mine cart to a shield, and when you shield surf, it'll function kind of like a skateboard.
You play well, B, you play well, bro. We're not playing just yet. Yeah, this isn't me playing. This is just a video, you guys. We're not playing yet. I'm gonna finish eating, then we'll get into some gameplay. We're just watching a video, though.
This will surf a little better than normal on rough ground. If you use the previous technique I showed of recall canceling over edges, you can use that to jump and cling onto objects. When you're physically climbing on something like this, that will avoid any fall damage you might take, because reasons. Keep an eye out for golden apples in trees. Those will provide more hearts and longer buff effects than normal apples when added to a recipe. Attach a wing to one of these rocks that fall from above, and activate recall on that rock. When you're high up in the sky, use Ultra Hand to shake the wing free, allowing for easy high-altitude flight.
Nice.
Throwing 5 Zonai charges into a capsule machine will give you a bonus payout of items. Use 5 of the larger Zonai charges, and that will dispense an even greater
Is that
payout.
an expanded arsenal?
Once you have the towing harness for your
those
horse,
laser beams?
you can attach emitters directly to it, or create a little battle cart to deal damage while you ride. When you see one of these bloopy bunny things, find a way to get above it so you can slow-mo snipe it as many times as you can before it runs off. If you instead follow where it runs to, it'll likely lead you right to a cave entrance. In the underground region, you'll periodically come across these shadowy statues holding pristine weapons, which have higher
some
base
good
damage
perks.
values than many of the basic crusty weapons you'll find above ground. If you attach an octo balloon to a vehicle and save that to auto-build, you can create a flying machine that can vertically take off. It also won't be weighed down by any unnecessary extra objects. Shooting a puff shroom at enemies will let you just walk right up to them and perform a critical strike to the back. By talking to the guard in the middle of Lookout Landing, you can enter the emergency shelter. If you're far enough into the game, this is one way to find a horned statue that lets you swap max hearts for max stamina or max stamina for max hearts. Stacking a bunch of individual platforms with rockets attached lets you continually blast off from one onto the next.
That's a good idea.
You can select a weapon or shield from the inventory screen and destroy the material you fuse to it in case you want to fuse it with something else. This also works with stuff you've superglued to the Master Sword as well. And last, to get this to a nice even 40 for the video title, instead of destroying the material you fuse to gear, you can head to Terrytown to use the function of this guy. That lets you remove the material from a weapon or shield while retaining
that's what
both.
that's for. I was like, why would they have a guy to break it apart for you when you can do it in the main menu? But this, you can keep the resource that you attach to the weapon. Now that's pretty cool.
Alright, Tears of the Kingdom update patch for your brain complete. Let me know which one of these 40 was the most useful tactic you're going to go use, or if you already do. A big thanks to Hoyoverse.
I mean, that big laser wall, sheesh. Had like, what, 15, 20 lasers attached to a piece of wood?
Oh,
let's check this one out.
Grains. That's that nutritious spread, right?
That's right, Picnic Family. It's delicious, good.
I'm hungry. Maybe I should try this cooking thing. Oh, look, a black Hinox! Bloodlust overcoming me! Ah, it's dead! Oh, look, steaks! I didn't realize this was cooking. Ladies, gentlemen, and Hyruleans of all ages, we all eat food. In real life, just like in new style Zelda, food is important. It helps us stay alive, and in the game specifically, you'll probably eat way more than you ever should in real life. Like Breath of the Wild, the only real way to restore your hearts in Tears of the Kingdom is by eating food. Raw, roasted, cooked, it all gives you hearts, but different cooking methods give you different amounts of hearts, and if you cook food properly, you can activate secondary effects too to enhance your power in various ways. Today we're going over the basic concept of cooking, some more advanced concepts for cooking, general things to think about when you are cooking, and also some more specifically useful recipes and tips for Tears of the Kingdom, as well as how to use food to get yourself a healthy supply of bonus temporary hearts or stamina for when you want to do particularly difficult parts of the game. For all intents and purposes, it's trying to be as much as a comprehensive cooking guide as I can possibly give you. To start then, when you look at raw ingredients, they give you information about them. They'll tell you the hearts that they give you if you eat them raw, and the descriptive text will tell you if it has any secondary effects. As well, in Tears of the Kingdom, once you have actually cooked a raw ingredient, you can see that recipe by clicking on it and clicking View Recipes. If you find a fire anywhere, you can roast a raw food item, which increases its heart value, and you can even roast food by lighting it on fire on the ground. That said, generally speaking, instead of doing this, you want to do proper cooking. You can find cooking pots beside any stable in the open world, of course the one in the emergency shelter and Lookout Landing, the area that you unlock super early on, and you can find portable cooking pots as Zonai devices. If you properly cook your food, it will at minimum double its heart value, as well as increasing the secondary effects that it gets from the food itself. Cooking this way also has a critical cook chance of 10% by default, which would give it extra bonuses, either increasing the heart value of the food, increasing the secondary effect potency, or the secondary effect duration. If you add different kinds of items together, you can make more complex meals, but if you add two separate items that each have different secondary effects, they will cancel each other out and just make a default meal that only gives heart regeneration. As far as secondary effects then, there is hearty food, which gives you temporary hearts, energizing food, which gives you stamina back on top of hearts, enduring food that gives you temporary bonus stamina, which also actually fully refills your stamina bars, gloom restoration food, specifically from Sundelions that restores hearts corrupted by gloom, gloom resistance using dark clumps that give you resistance to gloom in the first place, but you can't cook those alone. They need to be added to meat or mushrooms or herbs. Stealth food that makes it harder for enemies to detect you. Heat resistance food so you can exist in warm areas, cold resistance food so you can exist in cold areas, fireproof food for fire resistance, shockproof food for shock resistance, hasty food for movement speed, mighty food for attack boost, tough food for a defense buff, and bright food that makes Link glow after eating, specifically useful when traveling around the depths. There are some more niche effects than these, but those are the main ones. The potency and duration of the secondary effect depends on how many of a specific ingredient that you use. 3 mighty bananas, for example, is a fairly long-lasting level 3 attack up buff, whereas 1 mighty banana is a relatively short-term level 1 attack up buff. On top of the ability to make all of these things and these buffs as food items, you can also make them as elixirs. Elixirs are made using a combination of 3 or 4 of an insect or lizard ingredient and then any monster part. Though bokoblin horns are easy ones to get, then higher grains of monster material don't actually increase the effect of the elixir, so just use these horns. Don't waste anything fancy here. Generally though, elixirs have a lower cap than cooked meals. You can achieve more stamina recovery from food made with tons of stamina ingredients than you can with an energizing elixir, though generally an energizing elixir is a lot easier to make, especially early on in the game. A neat tip for niche situations is that you can turn any meat into a heat resistance food by applying ice element to it. If you apply ice element, or even just leave it in a cold enough area for a while, it will turn into frozen meat. This doesn't boost the heart recovery over the raw item, but it does give it 1 minute of heat resistance, which is a neat interaction if you need some heat resistance in a pinch. One thing to note is as we move on to the advanced tips is that you can hold 60 cooked meals at any given point in time. There is in fact a maximum to your meal inventory, and it is that specific number of 60.
I can't hold any more
Obviously,
meals.
It's hard to reach that naturally, but there are some
cooked a
very
bunch.
specific reasons and timings where this can happen. Particularly, I'm talking about blood moons. A really interesting interaction in Tears of the Kingdom is the way that cooking works around blood moons. Starting at around 10 p.m. in-game time, if you look up into the sky, you can see the moon. If you see a red moon, that means that a blood moon is coming. If this is the case, then specifically from 11:30 p.m. until midnight in-game time, all cooking will have 100% critical chance, meaning that it gets the bonus heart recovery, the bonus effect potency, or the bonus effect duration. This is the absolutely ideal time to get all of your cooking in, so when you see a blood moon rising, set yourself up in front of any cooking pot and hold the ingredients you want to cook in your hands. The second that the clock hits 11:30 in the corner, shove the ingredients in the pot, skip the animation, immediately open your cooking menu, and repeat and repeat and repeat. Every meal from this will be a crit cook for extra value, so get as much in as you can here. An even further trick to this is when the clock hits about 11:50, stop cooking and immediately open your map, fast travel to a shrine, walk directly into the shrine so you're inside of it before midnight. If you are in the shrine when midnight hits, the blood moon will cancel. This makes it so that the next night will also be a blood moon, so you can sit down at a fire, rest until night, and repeat the crit cooking process once again, doing so until you have the full 60 inventory slots full, if you so choose, of super strong meals of varying types to fit all of your different needs. However, as the blood moon isn't really something that you can force to appear in the first place, it's important to note that there is another way to force critical cooking in this game, albeit with a couple of restrictions. Golden apples. These are a new ingredient in Tears of the Kingdom. They have a chance to spawn on any apple tree that you come across, and what they do is simply force a critical cook to happen if you use them as an ingredient in the meal.
Alright, good tips. But I'm done eating. It's time to play. Alright, hold on. Bada bing. Bada boom. Okie dokie. Let's do it. Okay, so currently looking for some crabs. Not the bad kind. We got gotta get some razor claw crabs. I'm in the middle of upgrading some armor. Here we go. I think that should be plenty. Yeah, 13. Alright. Where's it at? Over here. Oh gosh! What else we got here? I should upgrade that. Go ahead and do it. Yeah. Red choo-choo jelly. As soon as we unlock the fourth, I did these off stream. I unlocked the Great Fairies. I got 3 of them. There's a 4th one. I don't have her unlocked yet, so we can't do level 4 armor just yet. But we are working our way there. So got this new armor, Barbarian. It'll increase our attack. Nice. Cool. Alright, we got a fight here that I want to try to complete. It's a piece of an armor set I got to get here. Crap, I can't reach it. No, come on. Don't do that. Wow. Try it again. Make another one of those. Alright. We need to kill him fast enough before he goes high up into the air. I think this time around we might be able to do it. Damn it. No way, you... Guy's annoying. No, what happened? Bro, what in the world? Where's he at? No! What was that? Right when I get to the updraft, it disappears. No way! Oh boy, I can't get him to come down. Still don't want to come down. Okay, pal. Okay, pal. Am I able to recall those? Yes, I am. Let me up it. No! Come on! Gosh. Wow. This guy's tough, man. Yikes. Can I get up? Thank you. Yeah. Dead. Thank you. Golly, he's a tough fight. A little snack in between battle. That's always nice, huh? Nice. Alright. We've got the Cap of Twilight. Now we got the full Twilight set from Zelda Twilight Princess. Cool. Classic Link look. We're gonna stick to the Barbarian though, because it's strong. Gotta love that attack up. Okay. Well, we did that, yeah. There's a light road anywhere here. Curious. Whoops. Look at that. Hover bike. Hold on, let's put a headlight on it, huh? So useful. Is there nothing else in here? Guess not. Gotta let our battery charge. No, it broke. Hey, a dragon. See if we can get one of his horns. Oh, boss fight. Oh, we gotta get this guy. Oh, bullcrap. What's up, Christian? Oh! Hurry! That bike's rubbish. That's a hot take. Like one of the best vehicles you can make with the tools they give you in this game. That's the only reason I built it. Everybody's using it, Holger. Your comments rubbish. How about that? All right. Let's get our rubbish hover bike. Now we're gonna go over there to that light route. Mhm. We need over here. Let's get some more battery. That way we can hover bike for longer. I want to see. Let's see if we can find some Koroks. This game is definitely worth BS tip. What's that? A BS tip? Gotta be a Korok out here. There's one. Wait. Is that a resource? That's just a Sunderline. Doo-doo-doo! Bike's rubbish. Alright. Why are we hating on the hover bike, you guys? We're able to traverse the land quicker than on foot and on horseback. It is powered by battery charge, so every time it dies, there's nothing I can do about it. Unless we have more battery cells, which we don't. We'll get there eventually. But, you know, it's a great means of transportation, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, what about it is rubbish? I don't understand. It's like, are we just... Are we being petty? I mean, what's the big idea? Are we trying to start an argument for no apparent reason? That's just silly. What is so rubbish about the hover bike? Please inform me. Hello, Luna. Here we go. I've been wanting to test out one of these. Should be able to carry these guys easily now. So handy. Nice. Oh, babysitting? That's what BS is? Thought you meant by something else. Which BS is it? Uh-oh, Blood Moon. I figured there'd be one up here. is this place? It's Yiga Clan.
When the glow of the blood-stained moon shines upon the land.
Headache's better. That's good, Chris. We got a Yiga mask. Does this show all their hideouts? Okay, so done that one. Where we at? Okay, so we just did that one. We got one down there, we got one up there. Somewhere over here. Is that it? Yeah, that's in the water. Is that in the water? It's somewhere over here. I think we'll check that little island as well. Wasn't hating on the bike. Oh, I was talking to Holger. I was like, how is it rubbish? Are you being silly? This bike is incredible. Wait, was that a Korok? Nope. Who are you?
Oh. Hmm? Huh?
Oh no! It was a trick! Crap. Thank you. Curious if there's a way we can get the batteries to recharge faster.
Hi.
You a traveling salesman?
Ah. Ah.
Oh? Oh, we got a Korok. How many parts to Zelda are you doing? I mean, this game has a lot going on in it. I honestly have no clue. I mean, as long as I keep playing the game, I'll keep doing more parts, you know. I don't have a set number in mind. I'm just going with the flow. I'm just winging it. And you know, if I wanted to, I could hurry up and rush the story of the game, or I can take my time and enjoy everything that they've added to it, like the explorability, all the secrets and whatnot, and make it a long series of parts, you know. But I'm just going with the flow, getting my enjoyment out of the game, and going part by part, I guess. I don't know. See, we've done... This is the main storyline. We've done 2 out of the 4 phenomena going on around the land of Hyrule. We got 2 more to do, and then after that, I believe, is the last fight. And then we could end the game if we really wanted to. But there's so many side quests. You know, there's a lot of land to cover. You got this huge map. Then you've got the Sky Islands. I've barely done anything on the Sky Islands. We haven't even started exploring the majority of the sky just yet. And then also we got the depths. I still have yet to uncover this whole side of the map, you know? There's so much to do down here as well. But yeah, they crammed quite a bit into this game, so we could make it last as long as we wanted to, you know? Yeah, I'm gonna save Outlast for later. I figured I'd do Zelda first, and then I'll probably do some Outlast when it's later. When all the kids are in bed. Alright, we don't need no kids watching Outlast. We don't need that. This is what happens if you don't stop at the red light. Let that be a lesson. Guess we're driving up. Hey, Cindy. Cindy's here. How can we do this? I'm gonna kind of cheese it. Not sure how those need to be connected, but we're gonna do this. We're gonna recall. And we're gonna... that bad boy. Just gonna do that. Or not, you know, hey. I got the right idea. Kids and Outlast? Yeah, Lori was asking earlier if it was appropriate for kids. I was like, no. She was joking, but, you know, I'm like, no. Not appropriate. I wonder what they want you to do here. That work? Oh no, it's facing the wrong way. How about that? What happened? Hoping it would grab the track. The heck? Back. All right, we got it. There we go. Puzzles. Aw, man. Where'd my hover bike go? Gotta make another one. Cape Fear? I don't think I've ever seen that movie. It might be one to react to and put on the channel. After I do Pulp Fiction. I'm planning on doing Pulp Fiction here real soon. It's on the to-do list within the next couple of days, probably over the weekend. I see a Korok. Already did that one. Korok. Inglorious Bastards. I've seen that a long time ago. It was around when it came out. Wait, is up there? Okay. What up, Steve? What's up, buddy? No hard feelings, Steve. I love you, brother. Well, that was it? Just an ugly tree in a chest? They've got some kind of hideout out here somewhere. Gotta be somewhere out here. Pretty sure that map showed it to the left of this forest. It's gotta be somewhere out here. Not really seeing a building shape. Maybe that square? Maybe over there? Gotta be somewhere around here. Neighbors knocking boots, let's go! Them boots must be dirty. You like the bike? Would be nice if they were real. It's a good form of travel. You can clear a lot of ground, get some height, get some viewpoints. And you can carry Koroks with heavy backpacks. Let's go. I know they got a hideout out here somewhere. The whole point of a hideout, they're hiding. Shining in the darkness. I have never ate glow food or anything glowy, so let's see what this does. Yep, I'm pretty glowy. Look at that. There's a lot of chests in this one. That's what we needed. Man, that Chick-fil-A hit the spot. No, man! My hover bike. Running out of fans. We gotta go get more. Welp. I'm not seeing it. That actually could be it. It could be underground. I didn't even think of that. Oh. I don't even know if this will do anything. Could be a secret. Alright. Well. What is the red stuff on the ground? Lake Fire Blood? I never asked. The game, they call it Gloom. It's like a evil goop. And if we touch it, it starts taking away some of our hearts. And it does something different. Normally, if we get hit by an enemy, it'll knock off a few hearts, and we're able to eat food and heal our hearts up. But what the gloom does, and enemies that are covered in gloom, when they do damage on you, it actually takes away your hearts and it breaks them. So you get broken hearts. And you can try to eat as much food as you want, but it's not going to fully heal you because you have some broken hearts on your health meter. So you got to eat some of this food called, it restores some of the broken hearts. So you gotta heal those broken hearts before you can eat to heal yourself. Yeah, it's like a different type of damage on your character. So we gotta watch out for the gloom. But it's okay. We get some outfits that will help with the gloom. I've got one here somewhere. We got this one right here. It's got a little bit of gloom resistance on it. I don't have the hat or the pants for it yet, but I just got the torso. But yeah, those will help out with gloom. Gloom's bad. Oh, we can get some stuff. We got some Korok seeds. Koroks know how to jam. I got a lot of those. See if we can go to the forest now. I think we can get the Korok mask somewhere around here. don't see it. I was looking for a chest. Alright, well, let's go help the Zora, maybe. Let's do that. Actually, let's do something else, because if we get wrapped up in that, we're gonna do a long dungeon. And I'm about to switch to Outlast soon. Oh.
Hmm? Oh. Hmm. Oh. Hmm? Ah.
If only there is any blood left. Oh, there's plenty of blood. Yeah, they made sure of that.
Ah.
I got this. About to blow their mind.
Ah.
Fits perfectly.
Oh.
You've got money. Oh, do I? Oh, wow. Did I yawn? I yawned. Thank you for the 75, Lori. Can I store my horse here? Oh, it's Lester. He helped build my house in Breath of the Wild. Remember the house that was very empty? And all I had was a bed? Yeah, that guy helped build it. So we're gonna go find this horse. He has a gentle beige coat. His unique gray dappling. What is a dappling? Is that some kind of horse harness or equipment? That's the reason I call him Spot in the first place. Okay, so is it a spot? Spotting Spot. Alright, y'all. See if we can spot Spot. Be out here. One of you Spot. And you got this one. He's got spots, plural spots. But is that a beige coat? That's beige, ain't it? Alright, let's take him, see if it's him. Beige to me. Got spots. Is this him? It's really you. Okay, it's Spot. We're good. We spotted Spot. Ooh. Swift carrot. There you go. There's your Spot. What are you looking at? I don't think we've ever went in this well. What's up, Steve? Thank you, buddy. in here? Ah, I see. Hello! He said what?
Ah. Hey.
I have quests down here. Okay, this is a map. Pretty sure that's a map of all the major cities and villages we can go to. We've practically been to all of them, except for Gerudo.
Check it.
Ah.
What are you doing? Time's at 9:10. All right. Need you. I'm gonna buy some refined crystal and then I'm gonna save it here. And we're gonna switch over to Outlast. Does this one have fans? I need fans. Yes! It's got fans! Get a little more fans. That's our hover bike material right there. And we get 14. We could use more than that. I'll get more later. How do I get inside here? Okay. Saving right here. Alright, everyone. Thanks for hanging out, watching a little bit of Zelda, but we're moving on. I will be starting up an Outlast stream here in about 10-15 minutes or so. And get prepared for blood and guts and scary stuff. We're gonna do a new trial that I've never experienced, so it's gonna be something new. I don't even know what we're about to get into, but yeah. I will see some of you there, alright? Good night. I'll see you on the next one, alright? Thank you, Lori. I'll see y'all there, alright? Brandon out.